outdoor light, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outdoor. For sure. Otherwise you get yellow.
No, not yellow, no.
That's it.
No, no. So now I'm looking at, and now you're yellow.
Oh no.
That's what we're at.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's right there. Good. You want to turn the cameras on?
Well, good morning, everyone. Please remain standing, audience, and please remove your hats as the American Legion Pelham Post 50 presents the colors of our nation and our state. Post, present the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please welcome Joseph Rella, who will be singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Joseph. That was amazing. You may have noticed we have a special treat this morning, so I want to thank Mr. Acasella and our Pelham Middle School students for their Revolutionary War Color Guard in honor of the 250th anniversary of the United States. Post, retire the colors. You may be seated. So good morning. I'm Sean Llewellyn, principal of Pelham Memorial High School, and it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to our 113th annual commencement to honor the class of 2026. I would like to begin by thanking Mr. Andrew Von Bakov, director of the PMHS Band, and to Joseph Rella for his fantastic rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you to the Pelham Board of Education, our superintendent, Dr. Champ, and our administrators and teachers for helping make this event possible and for joining us here today. Thank you to Mr. Condon, our Director of Facilities, Mr. Sutton, our Head Custodian, and the entire facilities team. Thank you to Mr. Joseph Johnson and our safety monitors for their management of arrival and their support throughout this event. Thank you to the PMHS PTA, including co-presidents Mr. Sperano and Mr. Rowland, as well as Ms. Banfield and Ms. Egan, for their support for this event and for these lovely flowers. And thank you to our PTA volunteers for helping coordinate our entry this morning. Thank you to our senior advisors, Mr. Sirico and Ms. Waters, for all of their tireless support for the senior class throughout this entire year and these students' entire high school experience. Extraordinary thanks is due to every teacher, administrator, and staff member of the Pelham Public Schools, all of whom played an important role in getting each of our seniors successfully onto this stage today. Parents, families, and friends, today we celebrate you as well. The class of 2026 would not have reached this moment without your love, support, and guidance. Joining us today are many friends and family members who are themselves graduates of Pelham Memorial High School. We're so happy you are here to continue in this wonderful tradition. Will all former PMHS students please stand and be acknowledged? Thank you. Class of 2026, your intellectual achievements and commitment to service have inspired our entire school community. Your athletic prowess has been incredible, and your artistic and musical achievements have lifted our hearts. You have truly embodied our motto, excellence inspired by tradition, empowered through community. Seated here with the class of 2026, we have 2 National Merit Scholarship finalists and 7 commended students. One of our students was named a top 300 scholar in the Regeneron Science Talent Search, and 14 students won awards at the Westchester Science and Engineering Fair. We have had 2 NISMA All-State students, a number of award-winning speakers and actors, and an award-winning yearbook. Our athletic teams demonstrated tremendous accomplishments throughout the year, and our athletes earned all-section, all-conference, all-league, all-academic, all-state, and Golden Dozen honors. At least 8 of our graduating seniors will be competing at the college level next year in sports such as field hockey, track, soccer, rugby, crew, lacrosse, and football. Three students will demonstrate their commitment to leadership and public service by joining the United States Armed Forces. One is headed to the U.S. Air Force Academy, one to the Marines, and one to the Army. Will these Armed Forces-bound students please stand? This year, 63 of our students demonstrated proficiency in civic knowledge, skills, and experiences, signifying their readiness to be active and engaged citizens, and earned the New York State Seal of Civic Readiness. Will these 63 Civic Mind students please stand and be acknowledged? Thank you. You may be seated. So, a year ago, when I stood in the same spot addressing last year's senior class, I pointedly avoided using my time at the podium to try to impart any advice to our graduating seniors. I felt it was presumptuous, having only been in the role of principal for a year. Now, one entire year later, I think it would be not inappropriate for me to take up just a little bit of their time before they ride out into the sunset of their futures. So here goes. 9 words have been bouncing around in my brain for the last month or so. The scroll is infinite. Our time here is not. 20 years ago, engineers at Microsoft developed and patented the concept of the infinite scroll. Instead of reading the internet by flipping through imaginary pages or choosing from a series of links, users could just continue to scroll and scroll as essentially infinite content continued to appear before their eyes. You've all seen it in action, whether on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts, etc. Like much of the content we consume on our devices, the infinite scroll is insidiously designed to do one thing very, very well, and that is to keep us on our devices for as long as possible. If there is never any end, there is no clear signal to stop, so we keep scrolling and scrolling, waiting for that dopamine rush that gets harder and harder to achieve, leading to almost inevitable addiction. We become trapped, scrolling forever, not even sure why, sitting at a slot machine and pulling the lever, waiting for a payoff that never comes. The scroll is infinite. Our time here is not. This spring, there have been a number of news stories about commencement speakers being booed the moment they say the words AI, so I'll keep this part extremely brief. Our world's best minds can only guess at the impact that artificial intelligence will have on our society as a whole. But I think we can be pretty sure of one thing. It's going to save us time. In the same way that transportation technology allowed us to move at the speed of sound and machines completed labor-intensive human tasks in a fraction of the time it used to take, AI is going to free up some human time. The question is, time for what? I don't usually put much stock in memes. I'm somewhat proud of the fact that a decade ago I didn't even know how to pronounce the word meme. But I did see one the other day that stuck with me, and here it is. I don't want AI to do my art and writing so that I can do laundry and dishes. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do my art and writing. The scroll is infinite. Our time here is not. I'm not worried about the members of the class of 2026 being productive members of society. I'm not worried about them being successful in their careers. They've shown us over the course of the last 4 years that they are bright, capable, and hardworking. I worry more about how they, and all of us really, will deal with a world in which more and more sophisticated digital tools clamor for more and more of our attention and get better and better at doing so. To be clear, I'm not an anti-technology guy, and I have nothing inherently against the possibility that we may wind up more productive and with more time on our hands. My fear is that existing more and more in a purely digital world, we will miss out on the beauty, the joy, and even the pain and hardship that is real life. So seniors, when you finally find yourself with time on your hands, put the phone down, pick up a pencil, pick up a paintbrush, pick up a hammer and nail, create something out of nothing, build something useful, accomplish something that is real. I see little virtue in the virtual. Give yourself the space to be bored, to daydream, walk in the woods, row into the sound, pick up an instrument you've never played and make some noise, help your neighbors, connect with other humans in real time, in real space, and be human together. Have something to show for your time other than a 300-day streak on some app. The scroll is infinite. Our time here is not. Last July, less than a year ago, we mourned the passing of a beloved Pelham teacher, Andrew Scott. He was 54 years old. This past November, we mourned our student, Chloe Rapage. She was just 16. Just last month, we mourned a graduate who sat on the stage exactly a year ago, Timothy Magambo. He was 18. We miss them all terribly. We know what a positive impact they had on us, their loved ones, and this community in the time they were here. If it were in my power, I would grant each of these graduates 100 more years to do everything they want to do. But I can't guarantee that. I wish I could. But even if there will be 100 more years for each of us, is that enough time for us to waste it? The scroll is infinite. Our time here is not. Seniors, you've worked so hard for this moment, and we've done our best to prepare you. Now make us proud and make the most of every minute you have on this earth. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you. I would now like to introduce the president of the class of 2026, Frankie Ring, who will be reading her speech, A Case for Public Humiliation.
Hello, everyone, friends, family, faculty, administrators. It's so exciting having everyone here today. Before we get started, I would like to tell you all a few facts about myself. I have been in student government for 4 years, and I've been involved in the yearbook staff, eventually becoming co-editor-in-chief for 3 years. With that being said, I think all of my peers have the right to say that they know me pretty well. At some point in time, almost all of my classmates have received a message from me sharing information about an upcoming school event, asking for a yearbook quote, or desperately trying to recruit volunteers for the Olympics. If any of you have muted my notifications, I understand, and if I stalked you in the hallway, I'm sorry. What I've learned through these experiences is that tracking down people for projects can be surprisingly difficult and sometimes a little humiliating. For example, last spring, on my way to photograph a boys' lacrosse game for the yearbook, I discovered that I couldn't reach the field without hopping over a fence in front of dozens of parents and middle schoolers. In the process, I tore the entire back of my leggings. It's true. I still crouched down on the sidelines, completely mortified because my teacher said we needed the content. The memory still stings. That certainly wasn't the only time I embarrassed myself for the sake of school spirit. More times than I can count, I've stood in front of the entire class with a microphone in hand, attempting to teach everyone a dance routine for the Olympics while exaggerating ridiculous moves and watching my peers stare and giggle at me. Nevertheless, I willingly continued to put myself in those kinds of situations. As intimidating as the social aspect could be, and as tedious and time-consuming as the organizational work often was, those experiences helped me get to know the people that I've spent the last 4 years growing alongside. Through all of you, I've discovered the incredible range of talents, passions, and personalities within our class. We have brilliant artists, musicians, athletes, journalists, scientists, photographers, veterinarians, beekeepers, cosmetologists, scuba divers, and even pilots. The list can go on. So just as all of you have come to know me, sometimes through vulnerable moments, I've had the privilege and honor of getting to know all of you, both as individuals and as a community. And through that, I've learned something more important. It's astonishing what you can discover when you refuse to let embarrassment hold you back. I think all of us have experienced moments of embarrassment, moments where we felt uncertain or out of place. That's part of being teenagers, part of learning how to exist as our own distinct individuals. Actually, those exact moments are when we grow the most as humans and truly shape our identities. For me, embarrassment meant learning how to turn independence into collaboration and finding fulfillment in giving back to my community. In the process, I became more open, more sociable, and more willing to understand the people around me. That being said, As we discover who we are, we will inevitably embarrass ourselves. It can and will feel like everyone else has everything figured out while we are still awkwardly trying to keep up. But what matters is that we do not allow that doubt to define us. Every person here has something meaningful to offer. Your talents, your perspective, your voice. I've seen it firsthand. So don't be afraid to let the world see how remarkable you truly are. Share your talents, lean into your passions, and humiliate yourself from time to time. Most importantly, never hide who you are out of fear of embarrassment, because embarrassment can only help you grow. Anyways, in light of our awkward moments, we are resilient, adaptable, and uniquely ourselves. And right now, we are exactly who we are meant to be and where we are meant to be, graduating together, ready to meet whatever challenges and opportunities await us next. So, congrats to us, class of 2026. I look forward to seeing where all our embarrassing moments take us. Thank you.
Thank you, Frankie. I would now like to introduce the president of the Pelham Board of Education, Ms. Jackie DeAngelis.
Hey. Good morning, graduates, families, faculty, staff, and my fellow board members. One of the perks of the Board of Education is being part of graduations. It never gets old. So congratulations, Pelham Memorial High School class of 2026. To the families and school community who got them here, thank you and congratulations. This moment is yours too. I can tell you that by every measure the Board of Education tracks, graduation rate, college and post-secondary plans, test scores and college classes taken, sports and club participation, the class of 2026 is a resounding success. Every box checked. You look great on our district's data dashboard. But I've also known some of you since Shake, Rattle, and Roll Babies and Huguenot Nursery School, and I also have a graduate today. So indulge me as I go beyond the data. I see a class that already dives deeply into what it loves. You perform Moliere and dance Fosse. You conduct graduate-level science research and civics projects. You have the town beaming about clutch shots in girls' basketball and the boys' baseball team's remarkable postseason. You enjoy the past. You brought back Nirvana to celebrate your greatness at the talent show, revived Hacky Sack, and held baby goats to unwind. Your 90s prowess is impressive, and I'm certain Principal Llewellyn agrees with me on that point. You care for each other with sincerity and thoughtfulness. While you roasted your teachers using the theme from The Office, your respect for them also shined through. And when it came time to say goodbye to Mrs. Abe's house, your music performance was so moving there was not a dry eye in the house. And sometimes you stretched your limits. You ran a haunted house so scary it may never be permitted in that form again. You drove to school, and because of the parking situation, ended up walking farther than if you had just walked from home, and occasionally suffered a ticket. And through a complete cell phone ban, you still managed to DoorDash lunch and film your rocket launches. This class is resourceful, and I know you will always find a way. Now let me be more serious. The world is big, it's uncertain, and not as kind as we'd like it to be. People will tell you no, and it's not because they know better, but it's because they can't imagine. My advice, you don't have to let any of that define what is possible for you. There's a line from Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance that I'd like to share. The place to improve the world is first in one's own heart and head and hands, and then work outward from there. So as you start with what is within your reach, be brave and unapologetically yourselves. We are so proud of you. On behalf of the entire Pelham Board of Education, congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. DeAngelis. I would now like to introduce Taya Sinertia, School-wide President of Student Government, who will be reading her speech, Your Footprints Matter, Make the Path Yours.
think the name of the speech might have gotten lost in translation, but it's titled Looking Toward Tomorrow. What is wrong with the world is that we do not ask what is right. G.K. Chesterton in 1910. Insight from over a century ago that feels more pertinent than ever. What is unkind and inconvenient is obvious to us. It is the smaller moments that we seldom acknowledge. This morning, we all had to wake up a little earlier than we would have liked. This cap makes my head look a funny shape, and of course, there is the slight panic that the words I chose for today will not resonate. But still, the line of our family members eager for good seats was lined up before the gates even opened, and somehow a class known to give this faculty a run for their money is graduating with astonishing success, much of it entirely driven by personal passion. And as for the speech, here goes nothing. It is impossible to fully understand our privilege. Every one of us is inexplicably lucky to have the security that this school provides. A built-in community, teachers who will invest in your success beyond the classroom, and the repeated chance to fail, learn, grow, and try again. For every ounce of self you commit to this community, it remembers and returns. In these later days of senior year, when we are all clawing at the walls for a change of scenery, it is simple to forget what is right. The mayhem of health class did give you a good laugh now and again. That the same person you pass like clockwork on your daily routine offers a smile, and that you're in a building with people who have seen you at your darkest, but who tend to help you through it rather than remind you of it. I believe this community has graciously prepared us for tomorrow. The calm after graduation, the excitement of starting anew, and the capability to extend yourself to others, even those you've just met. As we look toward tomorrow, the challenge isn't to recognize what needs fixing, but to be the people willing and prepared to create change. Or as I was once told, it is not what we take from life, but what we give back to others that defines us. If tomorrow never comes, that's how I hope you'll measure yourself. Not by how perfectly you carried the heavy things, but by how often you reached for someone else's share. When you lead your life this way, you are more likely to see the good, to move through the struggle. The good that corrects all that is wrong with the world is your service, that prideful, uniquely Pelham commitment to others. Look toward tomorrow confident that if tomorrow never comes, we will take with us from the world all that is right. Thank you, and congratulations to my peers.
Thank you, Taya. I would now like to introduce Mrs. Kristen Whalen, President of the Pelham Council of the PTAs, who will be presenting the 2026 W.W. Fairclough Scholarship.
Hi, good morning, Pelicans. How are we today? So good morning to everybody, to the graduates of 2026, esteemed administration and staff, and to all of our families. As Mr. Llewellyn said, I'm Kristen Whalen. I am the president of the Pelham PTA Council, and today I will be presenting the 2026 W.W. Fairclough Scholarships. The Fairclough Scholarships were established in memory of W.W. Fairclough, who served as principal of Pelham Memorial High School from 1923 through 1945, and the superintendent of schools from 1945 to 1955. Each year, these scholarships are awarded by the Pelham PTA Council to the top 3 academic achievers in our graduating class. I am honored to present these awards to the following graduates. Armin Brummett. There he is. Oh. Emily Walsh. Eloise McGibbon. Thank you and congratulations again to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Mrs. Whalen. I would now like to introduce Celeste Kaloff, who will be reading her speech, Desire Paths.
Good morning, all. If you drove here today and parked your car in the lot, you probably cut the corner of Franklin and Coralie's and walked that small dirt path in the grass. This path wasn't always there. It is what's known as a desire path, an unplanned, informal trail worn into the ground by foot traffic, typically representing the shortest or most intuitive route between an origin and destination. Years ago, one student decided to step off the sidewalk to save a few seconds. Maybe someone was walking behind them and decided to follow suit. Maybe that person was walking with a friend who decided to walk in the grass too. Over time, the grass wore away, the dirt path became permanent, and the school made it real with cherry blossom trees and a plaque. Today's students pass by that path as if it has always existed, because for them, it has. But if that first student had stayed on the sidewalk that first day, the path would never have been forged. Once you start to notice them, desire paths are everywhere. In parks, on college campuses, and virtually any public green space. But there are also desire paths in every one of us. I want you all to think about a path you followed rather than forged. Maybe your friend joined the lacrosse team freshman year and convinced you to play as well. Or perhaps you took AP US History junior year because everyone around you was too. Or this past year, perhaps you applied to a certain college because it was cool and everyone else was applying there. I know I did. Now, I want you to think about a desire path you created. Maybe you founded a club because you wanted to bring your passion to others. Or maybe you were the first teacher to teach a new class, such as AP Seminar Super Sociology. Or perhaps you moved to Pelham without knowing a single person. Now, think about the outcomes of the paths you followed and the desire paths you created. The sport you joined and the club you founded were each rewarding in their own ways. But having the courage to follow our heart, our yearning, or our crazy idea, and to build or discover something that wasn't there before makes it available to all those behind us. All paths that we follow began from a path that someone forged by going off script. The first person to create a desire path probably didn't think that they were starting anything meaningful. They were just making a choice. And that's often how change begins, with a small decision made despite uncertainty. The moment you take that single daunting step astray from the regular path, you're forging a legacy for future generations. But the funny thing about desire paths is that they're almost never intentional at first. No one wakes up and says, today I'm going to create something lasting. Most people are simply acting on curiosity, passion, or instinct. Only later do they look back and see that others followed behind them. As we stand up here today, I recognize that none of this would be possible if one person or collective hadn't decided to build a school in the small town of Pelham where there wasn't one before. If Dr. Charles T. Wilson had never decided to devote a day to promoting friendly competition across all 4 grades, we would have never had such a meaningful, bizarre, time-honored tradition as we do, despite our unfortunate loss. We are a testament to every student and faculty member, both past and present, as well as family and friends who have decided to try something new, something different. For most of our lives, the paths ahead of us were mapped out for us. Elementary school became middle school became high school. But now, for the first time, many of us are stepping into spaces and stages without a clearly paved route. I invite you all to relish in and take advantage of this uncertainty. As we embark on the next chapters of our lives, we must remember this. We all have the power to shape our environments, to create opportunities, and to inspire others to do the same. I encourage each of you to embrace the unknown, to take those daring actions, and to remember that every path starts with a single step in a different direction. Let us continue to forge our own paths, not just for ourselves, but for the future generations who will walk behind us. Thank you all, and congratulations to the Pelham Memorial High School class of 2026.
Thank you, Celeste. I would now like to introduce Quentin Meyer, who will be reading his speech, The Pelican.
Thank you, Celeste. Oh, sorry. That was what Llewellyn said. This is my first time, sorry. Greetings to the graduating class of 2026, to the faculty, staff, family, and friends. If you weren't aware, the mascot of our high school is the Pelican. Now, I've always wondered why that is. As you walk through the halls or the cafeteria, you see him everywhere. He's on our murals, he's stamped on our newspaper and our website. He finds his way onto all the school merchandise. Yet, I never really understood why we are the Pelicans. I don't see many pelicans in our town. Maybe we should have been the Pelham Skunks, or the Pelham Eastern Gray Squirrels. I see a lot more of them than I do the pelican. It's not an especially graceful bird either. Why didn't we pick the Pelham Bald Eagles, the Pelham Falcons? Do we like alliteration that much? So I decided to do some research, because unfortunately, ChatGPT wasn't working. I'm just joking, by the way. I use Claude. I found out that the pelican was the symbol of Thomas Pell's family crest, the man who founded our great town. The pelican is said to symbolize sacrifice and charity, and I'm sure Thomas enjoyed that his last name is found within the name of the bird. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we are the pelicans, and I think that we fit the description. An interesting fact I discovered about the pelican is that it is one of the heaviest birds capable of flight, and thus it has to have a greater wingspan to compensate. When I first arrived at PMHS, I decided to hit the ground running. I immediately took up cross country and track, as well as the sock and buskin plays and musicals. I even joined a few clubs while I was at it. Anyone who has taken part in one of our sports, the musicals, a club, our amazing science research program, joined our orchestra, jazz band, or chorus, or participated in any other school activity understands how immediately that pressure hits you. And balancing classes with that seemed nearly impossible. But as the years progressed, those experiences proved to be paramount to our success. I won't pretend I didn't dread studying for my first AP exam, or that I didn't feel like passing out after my first 5-kilometer run in cross country, because I did pass out, and it was embarrassing, and we don't need to get into that. Either way, I needed to go through that in order to become who I am now. Because of our efforts, we grew and extended ourselves beyond what we ever imagined we were capable of. That growth has made our ability to thrive in our future a much more feasible task. You could say that in order to manage the weight, we had to spread our wings further, just as a pelican does. Now, the ways in which we are pelicans don't just end there. A unique trait of the pelican is their ability to dive into the ocean from high altitudes, reaching speeds of up to 40 miles per hour before impact. You see, pelicans do not just dip their toe in the water. We dive into unknown depths in search of our prize. Now, that ocean can be intimidating, but pelicans swoop down there anyway, because there is no halfway for us. When pelicans set their sights on something, we go for it to the best of our ability. Sometimes we come up short, and we don't catch that fish. We've all had those kinds of setbacks. It's missing that game-winning shot. It's blanking on the most important test question. Sometimes it's getting second in Olympics. I remember when I first tried out for the school musical Bat Boy, I was cast as the unforgettable role of Rancher number 3. Now, I won't pretend I wasn't disappointed, but that disappointment didn't last very long. I still gave that role 100% of myself, just as a pelican would. And the next year, I shot higher, because pelicans do not stop after their beak comes up empty. They fly right back up, refocus, and go for it again. We find that refocusing in the rigorous practices, the late-night rehearsals, the after-school academy work, and the countless hours studying. Pelicans do not strive to get it right the first time. We strive to keep working at it. We strive to be comfortable with the uncomfortable and to get familiar with unfamiliar waters, because contained within those waters are our goals, our aspirations, and our future. I think maybe the most important factor that makes the pelican such an excellent bird is that, unlike eagles or falcons, the pelican flies together in a flock. Class of 2026, I want each of you to look at the person to your left. Now look at the person to your right. You may not know that person well, or maybe they're one of your closest friends. Either way, you are connected, because all of you are pelicans, and each of you is part of a flock. Now, that flock isn't just students. It's the counselor who managed your schedule. It's the teacher who spent a little extra time with you to explain trig functions. Apparently, the secant is sad, and the others know how to have a good time, I guess. It's the hall monitor who says hi to you every morning, even when you're late 5 days in a row. Shout out to Miss Clapp. Each of these individuals and many others have played a role in your journey, as the pelican only succeeds through the support of others. Even though the pelican isn't the most exciting of mascots, we pelicans have achieved something extraordinary to be here today. We have spread our wings through our experiences. We dove in headfirst to pursue our goals, even when we didn't catch a fish right away. And we have done it all as part of a community. And whether you go on to be a Great Dane, a Friar, a Bearcat, or whatever it is you become in your future, I want you to remember that you were first and will always be a pelican. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you, Quentin. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Cheryl Champ, Superintendent of Schools, for her remarks, followed by the presentation of the Memorial Tablet Awards.
Thank you so much. I keep forgetting to ask Mr. Llewellyn to stop putting me after the student speakers because it's way too intimidating. But thank you and good morning. Principal Llewellyn, Dr. Titone, members of the Board of Education, district administrators, school faculty and staff, family, friends, and the distinguished Pelham Memorial High School class of 2026. It is my honor to speak with you this morning and to share a few words of greeting as you prepare to cross this stage and receive your diplomas, your final act as students in Pelham. It has been a privilege to watch you grow and thrive over my past 9 years in the district, observing your journey from elementary school through the transitions of middle school to the young adults you are today, ready to move out into the world. As I look at this class, I remember seeing so many of you in elementary school. To see how you have transformed from young children into the young adults that you are now is truly rewarding, and if I'm honest, it makes me feel a little old. You have explored and excelled through many different opportunities, overcome minor and in some cases some pretty major bumps in the road. And as a result, you've become stronger, wiser, more resilient, and more empathetic people. And finally, witnessing the culmination of your success through your senior year has been a true joy. I believe Pippin was the perfect musical for this class, as it captures what I believe so many of you are ready for. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can be free. I've got to find my corner of the sky. So as you go out from here and seek out your corner of the sky, I offer some thoughts from an author reflecting on his life's journey to find his place in the world. I believe the lessons he learned are ones that can guide you as you seek to find yours. Parker Palmer writes, "Sooner or later, everything falls away. You, the work you've done, your successes, large and small, your failures too. Those moments when you were light, along the times you became one of the night. The friends, the people you loved who loved you, those who might have wished you ill, none of this is forever. All of it is soon to go, or going, or long gone. Everything falls away, except the thread you followed, unknowing all along. The thread that strings together all you've been and done, the thread you didn't know you were tracking until toward the end you see that the thread is what stays as everything else falls away. Follow that thread as far as you can, and you'll find that it does not end, but weaves into the unimaginable vastness of life. Your life never was a solo turn, it seemed to be. It was always part of the great weave of nature and humanity. In immensity, we come to know only as we follow our own small threads to the place where they merge with the boundless whole. Each of our threads runs its course, then joins in life together. This magnificent tapestry, this masterpiece in which we live forever. In his book, Let Your Life Speak, Listening for the Voice of Vocation, Palmer describes the struggle of trying to live up to the expectations of others and trying to be the person society thought he should be. Early in his path, he listened more to what culture suggested he should do and less to his own internal desires. Without truly identifying his own interests, gifts, and talents, the paths he chose often led to pursuing career decisions that were dissatisfying as they were someone else's dream. And the limitations of his talents and skills were felt as heavy failures. Eventually, he realized that he was trying to live up to the expectations of others and not following the passions of his own heart. And his shortcomings were not failures, they were actually a realistic picture of who he was, a realization that helped direct him toward the better path for success as he forged his own place in the world. Palmer suggests that too often much of what motivates us is actually insecurity about our worth, the belief that life is a constant battle, the feeling that we are solely responsible for fixing everything, and an underlining everything, fear of failure. He suggests that if we can grapple with these things that cause our fear, recognize our inherent value and worth, and be realistic about our unique talents and limitations, we can find our true selves, and in that, our true vocation. In doing so, we can pursue work and lives that give us the most satisfaction and meaning. I share this with you today because many of us sat in your seats 20, 30, 40 or more years ago and have spent our lives letting external perspectives overwhelm the inner voice that knows who we truly are and what we truly value. It is my hope for you that you can tune into the reality of the amazing gifts you bring to this life. I hope you can be okay with your own limitations, viewing them not as devastating failures, but as unique parts of who you are, and the very places where we learn that we need one another most. In this class, we have amazing musicians, actors, writers, mathematicians, scientists, linguists, historians, artists, athletes, leaders, and activists. Not each of us needs to be everything, but each of us brings something essential to the fabric that is Pelham. One of the things I am most proud of at Pelham Memorial High School is the way students support, encourage, and celebrate one another's achievements. So as you move on, I hope you will continue to cherish the good and unique qualities in yourselves and in others. Find the thread that is woven through your life. What are you good at? What ignites the passion in your heart? Listen to those things and let them direct you as you take your next steps, whether into college, the workforce, or the military. Remember that the challenges you have faced over these last years are just as important. They are part of your story and have brought out strengths in you that might not have otherwise emerged. And as you move out from here, I hope you identify that thread far earlier than many of us did. I hope you have a strong foundation provided by your families, your faith, and the faculty and staff of Pelham Memorial High School, and that you have also learned to listen to that inner voice. May you embrace a growth mindset that enables you to keep learning and trying, accept your limitations as opportunities to connect with others and lean into community and relationship, and to be reminded that you are a cohesive part of not only the Pelham fabric, but the world as a whole. As you reflect on your time in Pelham, I hope you follow that same thread to great lengths of success for the rest of your life. Congratulations, class of 26. It is now my honor to present the Memorial Tablet Award. The Memorial Tablet Award was established in 1925. It is the most prestigious honor given to 2 students in the senior class. It is voted on by the Pelham Memorial High School faculty. These 2 students are recognized as having attained the highest mental, moral, physical, and academic achievements during their high school years. Our first student is an exceptional scholar, leader, performer, and community servant whose impact on Pelham Memorial High School can be seen in nearly every corner of our school community. This is the giveaway. She currently serves as student body president and previously served as junior class president, where she led meaningful initiatives to strengthen student voice and representation. Her commitment to service is equally impressive. As a volunteer EMT with Mamaroneck Emergency Services, she dedicates countless hours to helping others. She has also spent hundreds of additional hours fostering kittens for adoption and mentoring younger students as a stage manager for theatrical productions. An accomplished performer herself, she has earned ESAG awards for Best Actress in both comedy and drama and has participated extensively in theater, musicals, and choral programs. Whether leading her peers, serving her community, or excelling in the classroom and on the stage, she exemplifies the intelligence, compassion, and dedication that define the very best of PMHS. It is my honor to announce Taya Sinertia as the recipient of the Memorial Tablet Award. Our next student is a remarkable scholar, musician, athlete, and leader whose talents have enriched our school community in countless ways. Widely recognized as one of the finest young musicians in our region, he has earned a soloist award at the World Strides Heritage Festival in Nashville, been selected to the All-State Symphonic Band, named an All-State Orchestra alternate, and performed as a member of both the Area All-State Orchestra and the All-County Jazz Band. Beyond his musical accomplishments, he is a dedicated student athlete and serves as captain of our varsity cross-country and winter and spring track teams. His leadership, discipline, and commitment to excellence are evident both on the field and in the rehearsal room. He is equally committed to serving others, tutoring fellow students, teaching younger musicians, and performing violin recitals at local nursing homes. Whether sharing his musical gifts, leading his teammates, or supporting his peers, he exemplifies the very best of Pelham Memorial High School. It is my honor to announce Elliot Levine as the recipient of the Memorial Tablet Award.
Thank you, Dr. Champ. I would now like to introduce the class of 2026 class advisors, Mr. Mark Sirico and Ms. Jessica Waters, who will be reading the names of our students for our presentation of diplomas. Just a reminder, in our Pelham tradition, we will clap once after each student's name so that all the names can be heard. So, student name, clap, etc. Excellent. All right, here we go.
Class officers and first row, please stand. Francis Ring. Ella Stevens. Leah Wong. Benjamin Harris. Mohammed Ahmed. Hasham Elbar. Dion Aliyai. JT Alvarez. Sadie Ashlock. Cecilia Avalar Ramos. Arhan Behel. Jerry Beatty. John Belafonte. Vasiliki Beltakis. Samantha Bonanno. Her diploma will be awarded to her by her mother, Pelham Board of Education President Jackie DeLangelis. Bedis Budali. Caitlin Brandt. Caltrina Bratti. Eamon Brennan. Gavin Brown. Griffin Brown. Armand Brummett. Clementine Kayat. Kevin Castano. Naomi Cavalusi. Anya Cella. Hensi Centeno. Sandra Chalasheri. Carlos Chavez. Jared Chudavala. Olivia Chung. Second row, please stand. First row, please sit. Darcy Clark. Charlotte Cohn. Lucy Cole. Juliana Colombo. Jaylene Corvalon. Taylor Dancis. Christian DiFilippi. Nicholas DeGennaro. Serafina Dighton. Fabiola Dermishai. Matthew Dervishi. Luke Dolan. Alexandra Dolan. Diego Dominguez Solis. Jay Dorival. David Dralyuk. Rowan Egan. Christopher Falconis. Bryn Felgner. Zechariah Feliciano. Zoe Fellner. Brody Fleischer. James Fradkin. Kamal Frederick. Sebastian Friedlander. Elton Gashi. Third row, please stand. Second row, please sit. Ella Gotti. Liart Garay. Abby Ginn. Alessia Joka. Charlotte Gomprecht. Evan Goodman. Lev Gorloff. Sydney Gorski. Alex Gottfried. Amalia Graves. Michael Greco. Max Halverson. Aliani Hernandez. Michael Hirsch. Charlotte Hong. Edona Hoti. William Howells. Sophia Jackson. Robert Jacobson. Lorelei Jacklish. Matthew Jara Herrera. Yalenix Jimenez. Mariam Jimenez. Celeste Kalehoff. Rami Kamal. Maxime Kachora. Carlson Katz. Fourth row, please stand. Third row, please sit. Jack Kelly. Arden Keogh. Ella Klausner. Naomi Knox. Parker Copel. Stephen Quartler. Aiden Laura. Jameson Lang. Neve Lawless. Rachel Lee. Valentino Leon Levanjinsky. Naveen Leon Kelly. Trevor Lavelle. Elliot Levine. Giancarlo Labuti. Eamon Lockman. Adriana Lulai. Sean Lynch. Catherine Lyons. Stefan Markovich. Nadia Masu. Addison Matiko. Kyle Matiko. Lindsay McCormick. Eloise McGibbon. Sean McGovern. Fourth row, you may sit.
Okay, first row, please stand. James Meehan. Luca Mele. Margaret Memely. Caitlin Mena. Quentin Meyer. Daniel Middleton. Colin Montano. Rohini Morrill. Aiden Morales. Jolie Morselli. Nathaniel Reeve Merle. Sage Narvillas. Gianna Navarrete. Selena Nejai. Oscar Nee. Lucas Nicholas. Samantha Nicholas. Oluchi Njoku. Kieran Normoyle. Robert North. William O'Halloran. Luca O'Kane. Ava Orlando. Nicholas Ortega Pinto. Nicholas Pachon. Franco Paulucci. Brandon Paulucci. Second row, please stand. First row, please be seated. Marilyn Perez. Mackenzie Peterson. Sophia Pizzutello. Benjamin Pollock. Julia Powers. Edward Puchala. Melissa Ramaj. Sina Rossi. Jason Rebels. Dustin Retta. Frank Reese. Heather Reishi. Joseph Rella. Nancy Ann Reynolds. Nathaniel Reynoso. Anna Roberts. Lily Roberts. Nicholas Rodriguez. Aiden Roman. Theo Romaniuk. Dimitri Ross. William Russello. Caitlin Ritigliano. Dion Sadiku. Philip Schellhammer. Riley Schindler. Third row, please stand. Emma Schlumbum. No. Kieran Schwader. Julian Scott. Layla Sahili Moran. Taya Sinertia. Andrew Shannon. Kelvin Shehu. Alexander Chicane. Anjali Shaker. Noah Sherbansky. Paul Sisto. Julia Snar. Mark Sobolak. Rachel Solomon. Audrey Soto. Leo Spunberg. Vincent Stamp. Angelo Stefanizzi. Leah Stein. William Stobart. Eleanor Swirsky. Eliasa Sila. Maya Tanaka. Ann Teleshevsky. Ella Timmermans. Yao Mei Ting. Alexander Toe. Lorena Trevison. Fourth row, please stand. Nang Theory Tun. Thomas Foroshka. Valerie Valerio. Joseph Vasquez. Matthew Viteri. John Vigiano. Ryan Villa. Anthony Vu. Emily Walsh. Anderson Walker. Haley Walsh. Camden White. Adrian Winter. Kamari Zakers. Charlotte Zale. Jinrei Zhang.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. By the authority granted me by the State of New York Board of Regents and by the Pelham Board of Education and through the Pelham Union Free School District, I hereby officially proclaim the preceding members of the class of 2026 to be now graduated. Will all graduates please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our commencement ceremony. Please remain in your seats until all graduates have exited the tent. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.